Hello and welcome back to my channel, Rise Up Diabetic Health. My name is Alyssa. I have been type 1 diabetic for 10 years now and recently created the channel just to share my life living with diabetes as a health and fitness professional. So today I just wanted to do a quick video talking about 4 things to consider when experiencing a post-meal high blood sugar spike. So number 1 is going to be the timing of your bolus. A lot of times it could just boil down to just not getting the timing right. And I know for me, when I first got diagnosed, I just remember hearing that number of 15 minutes for a pre-bolus. So that just always stuck in my mind as like, that's how much time I need to give for a pre-bolus, no matter what I'm eating or what's going on. And I definitely found as the years went on that it is very flexible. In the morning, I definitely pre-bolus for way longer than I do in the afternoon or later in the day for my dinner. So it's important to keep that in mind, that sometimes that insulin to carb ratio might be pretty much on point. What it boils down to is just getting that timing right of when you take that pre-bolus of your insulin. All right, so number 2 is going to be considering how active you were leading up to that meal that you experienced that post-meal high blood sugar spike. So keeping in mind that if you find that you're more sedentary leading up to that meal, that can have an impact on your blood sugars and how that insulin is absorbed into the body. Activity really can play a huge role in how quickly and effectively our insulin is absorbed into the body. Next thing to consider is the macronutrient profile on your plate. So taking a look at not just the carbs that you are eating, but also the proteins, fats, and fiber, because they all play a role in the way that food is digested and insulin is absorbed. So getting more familiar with what the whole plate looks like as a whole can be super helpful because they all have an impact on our blood sugars. And finally, the last thing to consider is your current state of insulin resistance or insulin sensitivity. So I like to look at this as being on a spectrum. So throughout the month, I can go from being more insulin resistant to more insulin sensitive. And I find that it's a lot due to hormones, any stress that I have going on, if I'm not getting enough sleep, hydration, there's many factors that play into it. But I do know that there are certain times of the month for me that I am typically more insulin resistant versus insulin sensitive. So during those periods of insulin resistance, I change up my strategy a bit, whether I am pre-bolusing for a longer time or changing up my insulin to carb ratios. So the more you can build awareness around those different varying levels and how your body might change on a spectrum throughout the month can be super helpful, especially for women dealing with a menstrual cycle. It can definitely have a huge impact on our blood sugars. All right, so that wraps up the video for today. Comment down below any other factors that you like to consider when you're experiencing a post-meal blood sugar spike. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.